Well, we're in the kitchen because we're talking about food today. So the cover photo for this video was a picture of a Colombian delicacy. Not really, it's just a food that my daughter thinks is a lot of fun that she loves, called Salchipapas. Salchipapas, well, it's a combination word of salchichas, which means sausages. We just use hot dogs, that's pretty much what they use, is hot dogs. And then papas, which means potatoes. So it's usually French fries and hot dogs cooked together. And then you put like ketchup or whatever on it. I made it with tater tots last night, which was very good. And then, of course, we have to throw in our own American twist on it. I put pepperoncinis on it, and my husband put jalapenos on his. And, of course, our daughter is like, that's not Colombian. But she made the little envelopes out of paper that you put the salchipapas in. So why are we talking about food? Well, I mean, food is just fun to talk about. But more than just it being fun to talk about, what does this have to do with adoption? In the last video, I talked about building traditions, family traditions that are not just like any tradition, but a tradition that helps bind your family together. And food is one of those things. It's not only a tradition that can help bind your family together, but it is something that is, well, I mean, I hear about comfort food all the time. It is comforting to have familiar foods around. So think about it. I mean, just think about it in your own case. You grow up with your mom cooking certain things. You live in a certain part of the United States. You know, maybe these videos are reaching some people who are not in the United States. But wherever you grew up, there's certain foods that you're used to having. And then imagine all of a sudden moving to a brand new place with a different mother who cooks differently, a different culture where there are some foods they've never even heard of there. Some of the ingredients you can't even find in this new place. And, you know, put that on top of all of the other cultural changes and differences of having to learn language and bond and connect with a new family, it becomes very traumatizing. And food, we all know food is one of those things that can give us comfort, that can help calm us down, help us relax. We use food to celebrate. We use food for special occasions. And if the foods that we like are not available for those times of relaxing, times for celebrating and special occasions, it can be very stressful, or at least it can not help in alleviating some of the stress that's already being felt. So that is something to think about as you are considering an adoption. Where is your child from? Even if they're from the United States, maybe you live in the Western United States and your child is from the South. Think about some of the Southern foods. They're different. They're different than the Western foods. Think about where they're coming from. When you finally do get to meet them, talk to them about what their favorite foods are. What kind of foods were prepared for them that they really enjoyed, whether it was from their mother or a foster mother, whether it was from, in the orphanage or foundation that they lived in. These things can be a great comfort to them. So what are some of the things that we have done with our daughter and incorporated them into our family and our just regular menu of what we eat? So salchipapas is one thing that we have done, And it's, I mean, obviously very simple. I'm not a super amazing cook. I mean, I do well. I do good. My family always says that I cook very, very, very good. So that's super nice of them, whether it's 100% true or not. But I tend to still cook more simple things, even if, you know, I'm being creative about it. They're still super simple. I don't get like recipes that are like this, like pages long. Okay, so some simple things that we have done. First of all, my daughter loves mango and avocado. Those are very normal in Colombia, where they're not as normal here. It's kind of like apples and oranges and tomatoes are the more normal thing, right? Which she likes those too. But mango and avocado. So, and we like them too. We love mango and avocado. So they're regular staples in our house. Well, I've just learned how to make arepas we met a friend here who is also from Colombia. My daughter goes to school with her, and then I was able to meet her mother, and she offered to teach us how to make arepas. Arepas are kind of how do you describe it? It's not like a pancake. It's not a tortilla, but it's made from like a masa or a dough that is made from white corn. And it's ground fine, so it's not the grainy. We tend here in the States to more have like corn that is yellow that tends to be more grainy, that especially in the South they'll make grits from, or cornbread, things like that. But this is a much finer white corn, and you make it into a dough and smush it down. You can make it either very thin, so the arepas come out kind of crunchy. Oh my goodness, this is our dog Minnie. She's scratching. She wants to say hello. Yes, it's a sweet girl, Minnie. Yes, she frequently loves to be held. She was my little eternal baby. Just wants to be held like a little baby all the time. Okay, so back to the arepas. So you can either make them really flat and thin so they come out a little bit crunchy, or you can have them thicker, and you can even then stuff them with things like cheese and ham, or you know, actually make kind of like a sandwich situation out of it, or stuff it with other things, and they're really yummy. So we've done that, and then we've also made fried plátanos. Plátanos are plantain bananas, which you cannot eat them raw. They will give you a stomach ache. They're not like a regular banana. And so those are pretty easy. Cut them up, and then fry them in oil, and then you can eat them like that, or you can sprinkle them with some powdered sugar. You can also squish those down flat and make what's called aplastados, or smashed. Yeah, it translates funny in English. But so we've done that. We've also, yuca, or yucca, from the yucca root. That's kind of like a potato, the root, and we just boil that and then kind of fry it up a little bit in some butter and put some salt. I love it. It's so good. I love that that has become part of our diet, the yuca. Okay, so those are some of the easy things. And then my daughter also loves more of like the hearty foods, like rice and beans, and then cooking, you make like a mixture of rice and beans with potatoes and eggs all mixed up, and that's like super delicious to her. And she loves lentils. And you know, there have been things, American foods, that she has come to really like and have become some of those comfort foods for her. But especially at first, a lot of those were like really weird. What is this? And she just really wanted, like, oh, I really want to have this. I really want to have that. I have, let's see, what are some other things? I have made ajiaco soup once. Now that was more complicated. Like I said, I don't like following long, complicated recipes, but we made that one year for her her adoption day celebration. So every year on the day that the adoption was completed, we celebrate her adoption day, and that's what we made for the celebration, was an ajiaco soup. And let's see, I'm trying to think what else we might have made. Oh, I made tres leches cake. That was good. And there's this like kind of weird dessert that she was requesting. I mean, I guess it's not that weird. It's pretty simple. It's just Jell-O with sweetened condensed milk poured over it. It was pretty good, but I never would have thought to do that. But she's like, oh, I really want this. I really miss that. Like, okay, let's just make some Jell-O. You get your sweetened condensed milk and good to go. So, I know we haven't done as many food things as some adoptive families have. Some adoptive families are just really able to get in and make a lot of those really cool recipes from the different countries, and we just haven't done as much. But all of those things that we have been able to do make a big difference to our daughter in helping her feel comfortable and helping us to be a blended family where we're not just an American family, we are an American Colombian family. And as we're working on an adoption of another boy from Colombia, it's just going to amplify that. And I'm sure he's going to come and he's going to say, oh, I really want this food. I really miss that food. So I'll be learning how to make other things that he really likes and that he misses. So that is the lesson of today, is food can be such a comfort for all of us, and it will help in the transition and the bonding of your family as you incorporate new foods that come from your child's culture, or just from his or her background, things that they grew up with. Even if they're like, oh, my favorite food in the whole world is pizza and chicken nuggets. Well, have pizza for dinner one night and have chicken nuggets for dinner one night, you know. They will love it, and they will feel loved and appreciated. All right, well, from Marlene and Manny, thank you for joining us on our journey to create an adoptive family, and we'll see you next time. Bye.